Hey, 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 the 3rd of December 2025, and we are 3 days into the trading year of the last trading month of the year. And as the title said, the robot came out to play. But before we start, I will like to first share my screen and see how the day went. I mean, I hope everyone trading. I hope you all had a good day. And I mean, I did anyway. Sometimes they say the best thing you can do is sit on your hands. I've got positions, and sometimes, like I say, the Christmas comes early. Sometimes we have nothing to do, and like one of the greatest traders said, he said, half the time, I'm talking about Stanley Druckenmiller. He said sometimes he comes to the office and all they do is just get newspapers and read. And I think today is one of the days for me. It's a brilliant and exciting day at the market. However, I didn't really have to play. But let's see what did the cues do. First and foremost, the markets was up. Great. I'm just going to go through a few things that happened today. The market was up overall. Like I said again, back above the trend line and this trend. Look, it's not the fear of shorting that's stopping this market right now. I think it's the fear of the president. And what do? Stay away. Do not short. Buy strong trend when it reverses. And again today, what did we have? We had an amazing uptrend since the lows of November. Everything's back up again. Short memory market. I've got to say, I think I woke up with sorry guys in the UK with the news that says UK officially passes law recognizing crypto as a property. We know what that means. Well, tax, and that's which is unfortunate. Well, unfortunately for the government, also. So that's that one. Now I'm just going to go over a few things, a few headlines that drove the markets today. Let's see. I was making a few notes actually. Yeah. So I was looking at lots of volatility in the market, and some of them ALAB, for example, Asteroid Lab. Long time I still think this is going to come down a little bit, but right now it's on fire. It's on fire. I mean, it kind of feels like middle of nowhere, but today was a great 6% move that it made. So after a lab, that is a great one. Where is it again? Let's just quickly. There you go. So that's a great 7% move that it had. Okay. Also, I think quite a few of them actually similar in the same bucket. CLS is another one. Celestica, CLS, Light. That just reminds me of Cell H. We'll see how that went. Since the sell-off for a while back. Lumentum as well. I don't know if Cell H has come out of its downturn. Light, so you can see all these guys are just Momo and Credo, which is similar to Asterolab. Credo also doing amazing. Look at that. So yeah, Credo literally at the all-time high now. So, and of course, I was looking at VIX, which has a mind of its own. I think VIX closed yesterday, the options. So I was looking at VIX again. Yeah, back on 16 this morning, it was at 3. It just can't make its way. So overall, yeah, this is a great market. VIX is literally down there. There's no point buying VIX. It serves no use. Also, there was a data that 15% of home purchases fell through in October, which is up slightly from earlier, according to Redfin. There you go there. I was looking at INTC. I was thinking, is this Intel, is this a dead cat bounce? I mean, is that a dead cat? Let's have a look. I don't think so, but because it repeated it today again, and yeah, it was up again today. So from the lows of 17, it's been a great positioning. Intel doing very well. Another question I was asking myself, Bitcoin has it bottomed? Because I did call for a bull, a Bitcoin for a buy. Well, the group anyway, not financial advice, but we're trading Bitcoin. Let me see when I called for a Bitcoin move in the group. So what did we say? BTC. Bitcoin. Something I said here about trying to find. But anyway, not that it matters, but yeah. So I called for the BTC move, but again, you don't necessarily have to play Bitcoin. I mean, it ran up to 93, 91 this morning. As it bottomed, we don't know. I mean, sometimes, we can see the curl up here, and we might have to wait a bit more, and then we buy the strength into the dip. But before then, we made a move into bullish, which I think we got into this at 36 in the group, and of course, it's been great. I think it's at 40 now. The plan is to get out here at 50 anyway. So over time, this has been really good for us. Now it's at 46, so I think that served us well. Also, we had Kramer. He talked about iron. I didn't look at it. He talked about it he didn't like it. So what can I say? If Kramer doesn't like it, someone said invest Kramer. But I think iron held up. He held its own, and it was up at 7%. Very, very, very bullish today. Sometimes you can look at the sentiment to gauge the room. So yeah, we can see a lot of things going on there. Marvel yesterday, I saw this early. This was a call in the group. We saw this very, very early, but a win is a win. What can I say? And boom, boom, boom. Where is it? Come on, there you go, there you go. So that's Marvel. Marvel is, I mean, he fought for that 100. But one thing happened today. Marvel fought for the 100, and one thing happened, and somebody asked me, we saw something, and let me quickly find the news. Boom, guess what? We saw a FUD on Microsoft, okay? I didn't dive into the news, to be honest, but let's see. We saw news on we saw a FUD on Microsoft, which somebody said Microsoft lowers AI software sales quota as customers resist new products, according to the information. I mean, we could go over it quickly. It was on Yahoo Finance. Why not? It wasn't a play for me, but let's just reject the cookies. Yeah, so but then Microsoft denied it. They denied it there. We believe it's a short attack. They denied the report of lowering targets for AI software sales growth. We know this market is AI driven, and the key players, the Microsoft, these guys are talking about topping out, then there is a problem. We know the markets will eventually sell off totally. So there you go. Did it wake up eventually? I mean, looking at the long term, probably they want to go back down for that field down there. But so far so good. We can see here the pattern here. We could see a double top on Microsoft. So the news kind of plays into the trend. That might be something. So again, Microsoft is not something I'm in. We haven't talked about the key thing for today. Also, IBM CEO, it says something, everyone is playing quantum, but it told the decoder that we need about 80 billion to build and fully equip a 1 gigawatt AI data center. With nearly 100 gigawatts of hyperscale capacity already announced, that's approximately 8 trillion in capex spend. Honestly, forget the big details. I don't know where that's going to come from, but at the same time, that tells you how bullish this market is. This market is headline driven, and the more you get the headlines, the more the news will come in, the more things keep. Things keep changing every day. But again, sorry, 1 minute. Yeah, the more headlines you get, the better it is for this market. That's all I'm going to say. So let's have a look. 1 minute. Okay. So now, again, during the market, something interesting happened. And what was that happened? And now you watch this. Because I put a note in the group and I said, what is going on? Nobody could tell me. So I had to do a deep dive because the two things I saw, okay? Let's have a look. I said, let's get rid of it. I'm just going copying the notes I posted in the group. You can see at about 1:37 UK time, I said that is pumping in the PM. And then I said, the robots are pumping. What is going on? Right. Let's see what went on. That's news number one. I'm going to give it the second news, actually. You can see how things change. Then we had SYM. SYM had a downgrade, and the downgrade was by, your guess is as good as mine, Goldman Sachs. I mean, not like they do much downgrade. So they downgraded SYM. So what happened? I mean, we thought that was a bit, well, I think that's a bit of manipulation, but how did SYM close? And that just tells you how much energy is in this market. Close 9%, it closed 9% up. That's number one. Number two, we literally just looked at all the robots just went all out. I mean, I made an announcement. We called this a bit early. Sorry. What am I doing? I wanted to look at iRobots. I apologize. So just give me a second. Okay, that's fine. iRobots. Let's have a look. Hurry up. Okay. So iRobots pumped. You can hear that was a 74% in one day. Try the short unavailable. They could have. So you could tell, the big boys, the minute they start pumping, they just couldn't find, they just borrowed all the shares, so couldn't really short it. Well, not that comes from the short it. It's quite strong. So that's that one there. So I looked at literally anything robotic, and that was the play. So if you look at Serve Robotics, for example, APLD, anything robotic, filled with so much energy. And the few positions I posted as well, 18% Serve Robotics APLD. I don't believe in chasing, but your job as a trader, as an investor, is look back, what's going on, look at the peers in this department, and then you go with it. But again, like I said, so it's a brilliant, exciting day, but you don't necessarily have to get in the action. I didn't really do much in the action. I just watched my seats grow, and that's all I did. You want to be there before the rain falls. Otherwise you will be chasing, and half the times you'll be left with the bag. You have to understand times and chance. Really, there's a time when it rains and there's a time when you have to sow. Okay, but like I said again, overall, generally all good day in the day overall. We still have some stock which is still very much down all year round. I think CCD Trade Desk is one of them. This is actually struggling. If you look at Trade Desk, I mean, if you go from year to date, if I'm just going to draw my line right here, Trade Desk is really, really struggling. And my first line, okay, so I don't know from the highs of 2024 all the way there. So let's use this one instead. So you can see what's going on. Okay. Traders won't you won't let me draw. Okay, I got you. So there you go. So if I bring it all the way down, okay, let's get rid of that one. You can see Trade Desk right now from the highs of this stock is down over what, 70%? Yeah, you can see right there, down 70%. And this is one thing or one problem with, and I'm not saying it's head, by the way. But you just can't always buy the bottom or keep bottom fishing, because the more you keep doing that, the more you keep harming your portfolio. I mean, another one here is Adobe. Adobe is also still very much down, even though it's got earnings. What's it looking like? I don't know. Look, nobody knows anything. We're just trying based on probabilities and what we can see. And if you look at Adobe as well, okay, let's just look at January this year. So from the 1st of January this year, first trading date, there you go. So Adobe is down by, oh, goodness. Okay, so okay, so Adobe is been down. There you go. Look at that, about 25%. Only 25%. But if you compare it from the highs, look at that. Adobe is down literally another, it's been cut into half. But anyway, so generally all I'm saying is you don't just bottom fish. Sometimes we get lucky. We need a little bit of luck. Do not just bottom fish. But at the same time, make sure that you understand what you're doing. Number one, trade with a group. Number two, but number three, when you get in and it's not going your way, if it's an investment, you've got to relax, wait, be patient. And when the strength builds in, then you can start doing the BTC. But everyone's got different strategies. But anyway, that's about it. All right, until then, have a good night and I shall catch you later. Bye-bye.